Prison officer airlifted to hospital. That's serious, isn't it, that? Stabbed, maybe in the back, punctured his liver. Serious, life-threatening injuries. That's at HMP Long Lartin. They believe, or it's alleged to be, a lock knife or flick knife. And they're following this up by saying, because they have scanners, maybe airport-type scanners, and metal detectors, it's coming on a drone. Who's going through them scanners? So it needs to be everybody. Prisoners, visitors, legal people, and most importantly, give the public some confidence, all staff. How do? Brian the Lion and myself. Beautiful, beautiful day. I'll talk about drones in a minute. So the Justice Secretary again, papping on about tasers and stab vests. Prison officers upset and angry. Give them the equipment. Give it them all. Eye collar, stab vests and the like. But what you're not getting, and finally we've got a response from the POA, Prison Officers Association. Brian, this way. Supermax style prisons, that's what they're saying now. We've been papping on about that for long enough on this channel. Yeah? Not because I'm super intelligent, because it's common sense. It's the people, a percentage of people that need 23-hour bang up, and as the POA have said, I'd be more strict me, 3 officers to come out. Yeah, 23-hour bang up, 3 officers to come out. So the whole prison would be like a segregation. I'd add a few more things, me, like I say. They'd definitely be cuffed to the shower, back up to a gate, hands through a gap in the gate, take the cuffs off, they can have the shower. Same procedure coming out, same procedure for exercise. That's all it is. That is the regime, 23-hour bang up. And if you're in any prison in England and Wales and you commit a serious assault, you're going there. The stakes are going to be high, and they need to be. You need to know that. However, most people, vast majority of prisoners, are not committing assaults like that. They might get angry and lash out with a punch or two, but they're not stabbing someone. So let's look at Long Lartin, shall we? And drone problems, which are prison-wide. Prison-wide. There is gangs in prison. We've talked about it before. Third world culture, violence, religion. These gangs now are taking everybody and anybody. So if you are a dirty, seedy, nasty, horrible, evil scumbag, yeah, who are in for crimes against children or women, and never forget some cases men, they're going to take you into that umbrella. Yeah, everybody welcome. So the beasts and monsters that historically have been segregated in prisons up and down the land are now going to join the biggest prison gang, the Brotherhood. Now that might have a cost. It might have a cost. It might cost your family, or you might be in debt to that gang. So at Long Lartin, they've said, not a high profile prisoner who has stabbed this person. So you're one of them CG dodgy characters. I'm on a wing at Long Lartin, everyone's out. We've got the biggest gang over there, the Brotherhood, the usual suspects. So I think I'm safe, don't I? I don't. Because it could be anyone. Absolutely anyone. And if you're in debt, it might be, we're going to harm you if you don't stab this officer. Or, worse still, we're going to harm your family. We don't know, do we? But God bless that prison officer, his family, friends, and all prison officers. Because again, at Long Lartin, what is the feelings going to be like? You know, imagine you go to work, you come home, you're angry, you're upset, Your family asks you what's wrong. One of my colleagues, one of my mates has been stabbed, airlifted, life-threatening injuries. They're not going to want you to go to work, are they? That's your career done. They want you out of there. Justice Secretary still papping on about tasers and stab vests. It's the people. Shadow Justice Secretary's getting it. I want him to start screaming about Supermaxes though and pushing that. But it's nice to see the POA finally shouting the right things. And they need to shout loud. All prison officers do. Take these people. If we need 2 or 3 Supermaxes, that's what you do. That's what you do. There is prisons that have had mini Supermax type regimes. Yeah? They'll have a wing that is a basic regime wing. That means everyone on there is on punishment. Limited time out of cell. Yeah? They might get exercise first thing in the morning, 7 o'clock. Beautiful this morning at 7. Imagine it in the winter, frosty, freezing. They get a shower and that's all they get, and then they're banged up for the rest of the day. They take the troublesome prisoners within that prison and put them all on one wing. Well, we're just going to grow that idea. We're going to have Supermax prisons and take people out of the prisons, and we leave spaces. So like I say, if somebody anywhere commits a serious assault, irrespective of how long they're serving, that's where they go. Strangeways. Let's have another look round, see how. Strangeways, where I worked, it's in the high security estate, Cat B local prison. It was well maintained. Every window has bars and windows, other than the healthcare, that open. Over them was a frame with a strong wire mesh. So you could open your window, but nothing could get in. Maybe the odd fly or bumblebee in summer. I've laughed about it. Strangeways reports of prisoners getting takeaways. Ooh, I am again. Uber Eats drones. But here's the thing. If you get pissed off about people having PlayStations, you should be seriously angry that takeaways are getting into prison. Security is that lax. And Lartin and other places. What else come in with that drone? Because I'm quite sure if it came by drone, it weren't on its own. Maybe drugs, maybe mobile phones, so people can continue their business. Maybe something more sinister. Yeah? Imagine a drone carrying a weapon, a small firearm. What are you up to, you? Eh? A small firearm gets in. Now, dependent, and it can happen, who gets it, Strangeways. What are you going to do with a gun? Who wants a gun at Strangeways? Yeah? You have a gun in your possession in prison, you're going to get smashed, aren't you? Most people, too big a risk. However, there is people in prison, not all, but people of terror who are extreme. And some others, yeah? What are they going to do with a firearm? They're not looking to escape, are they? They're just going to kill people. You can get anything in. Uber Eats, chip butty, chicken tikka masala, or a firearm. Or maybe, boom, something that goes up like that. Just going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for your continued support. Again, the prison officer, all prison officers right now. It's the people you need to pluck out of the system, but by all means, give prison staff all the protection in the world. POA, we're getting there. You need to shout louder. Robert Jenrick, shout louder. We need to stand shoulder to shoulder, guys. Tough times. Support each other. Thanks for your continued support. Again, God bless you all. Thanks for coming. Brian? Yes, baby boy. I'll see thee.